Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's live webcast with Lifeboat Distribution and the great people at Mindjet. My name is Don Grease, and I'm the Manager of Business Development and Vendor Programs here at Lifeboat Distribution. And we are happy to have you here with us today, as always, as we discuss the many ways Mindjet can help you boost sales and make your customers more productive. Lifeboat Distribution and Mindjet have partnered now for nearly a decade, and as Mindjet's sole distributor in North America, we are excited and proud to participate in today's presentation. Now, when we last got together with today's panelist, Kelly Miller, we were getting our first glimpse of the new Mindjet. That was back in February. And today, Kelly is back, and he is primed to talk to us further about Mindjet's capabilities, including information mapping, file management and sharing, and integrated task management, and especially about how you can find opportunities and boost your sales with the latest solutions and promos available from Mindjet. Before going on, let me welcome back our main guest for today's discussion. Today, our good friend Kelly Miller, Product Marketing Manager for Mindjet, is back. Welcome, Kelly.
Thank you, Don. Good to be here.
All right, and that's not all. We also want to welcome today Maritza Bermudez from Mindjet, and Maritza manages channels in the LATAM region. And so we welcome you, Maritza.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, just a couple of quick notes before we begin. First and foremost, we really want you guys to know, and we really do encourage you to ask questions, and you may do that by entering your questions in the Q&A panel on the right-hand side of the screen. At the conclusion of the presentation, we will answer as many questions as time permits. And we are also going to be popping up some polling questions along the way. Please answer as many of the questions as you can. And please remember the best part, which is that we are also going to be giving away a $100 Amex gift card to one lucky attendee before we sign off. So once again, welcome, Kelly. How are things today out in the beautiful Bay Area?
You know, actually, after kind of a gloomy summer, it is a beautiful day today. This is the one where they're going out and taking all the pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge, where it's crystal clear and not covered in fog.
Nice, nice. I'm glad to hear that. We kind of had the same deal out east here, where you know, we've just had storms and rain, and the last couple of days it's been picture perfect. So good stuff. All right. Well, to start today's discussion, Kelly, I thought we would actually go backwards. You know, look back a couple of years and contrast how the product has developed from the MindManager 9, MindManager 11 days to the really robust collaboration platform that Mindjet offers today. What can you tell us about that?
That's a great point, Don. You know, you and I have been doing these calls for several years now, and I think that it's been interesting to me as a product marketing manager to watch how Mindjet has evolved. As you know, we started out purely in the desktop software business. We have MindManager for Windows, MindManager for Mac. It was all about, you know, running on the desktop. And as that evolved and as the software industry evolved over time, we realized we needed to expand out into the software as a service arena and into the mobile arena as well, but to provide the software and the methods of accessing our software that our customers were interested in. So over the past 2 years, what we've done is move towards this idea of not just having a Windows and Mac desktop product, but also having a public cloud product, primarily accessed through a web client that enables you to not only do mapping, but also online file storage and management, and social task management as well. That was really a huge portion of what we've been rolling out in the past couple of years. And to sync up with that, of course, if you've got a cloud-based software as a service offering, you also need to be able to access that information from mobile devices. So at the same time, we rolled out Windows mobile products, both for mapping and for task management, and Android-based products, both for mapping and task management. So at this point, we now have a complete suite of offerings that goes from the desktop to the web to mobile devices and allows you to move seamlessly between each so that you can map in any environment, you can store files in any environment, and you can manage your tasks in any environment.
That's you've come quite a ways, Kelly, with the product, and congratulations to Mindjet. I think it's really exciting where you're at today, the way you're positioned, especially to help mobile workers collaborate. This is going to be really big, and I think it's great for our audience to be, getting in at this stage of the game with Mindjet to take advantage of the technology that you're bringing to the market right now. And so we do recognize that a lot has changed with Mindjet since we started doing these webinars together. And you've also built a lot of flexibility into the licensing model as well. So I think it will be very important for our loyal Mindjet resellers to understand the options their customers now have when purchasing Mindjet. So let's start with MindManager. Can you describe where MindManager fits and who would use MindManager today?
Absolutely. And you gave me a perfect intro and something I should have talked about just a little bit before. So one of the things is just our naming nomenclature, and we've unfortunately, I think, confused both our channel partners and our customers a little bit on that. About a year ago, we really had rolled out all of these products and settled on, we're just going to call all of these products Mindjet. And the idea behind that was actually to help people understand what our offering was and the fact that it went across multiple platforms. But I think we ended up actually kind of confusing people. So shame on me as a product marketing manager for not, interdicting that and changing it. But we have got the message from both our customers and channel partners that it was getting a little confusing. So what we've announced the past few months, starting with our last channel webinar, Don, was when we talked about this idea of we have now kind of from a messaging standpoint, not from a technology standpoint, separated out MindManager and what we're now calling MindManager PLUS and ProjectDirector, which is our web-based product. So to an excellent point, what I'm going to talk about here to start out with is MindManager. And as you noted, Don, this is sort of our flagship product, especially our Windows product, and we'll be having a new release of our Windows product in September, is really focused on this idea of the information worker and knowledge management. It's going through and helping IT people, engineers, project managers, sales and marketing people go through and collect and organize information, get it all together in sort of a virtual whiteboard so they can pull all this stuff together and then execute against plans that they create in that environment. So it's the idea of like an IT worker planning a rollout of a new deployment of the software, an engineer doing some agile development, a marketing person putting together a product launch plan, something I can speak to that I actually use MindManager for. So it's all about that sort of creativity, idea generation, getting everybody on the same page, pulling together information from various different sources, putting it into a clear plan of action, assigning resources and people and priorities to things, and then beginning to execute against it. And that is still sort of the core of what we do with MindManager.
Okay, great. So MindManager, that is still the same rock-solid fit. It's always been for brainstorming on the desktop, as you just described. Although it's obviously enhanced today with some newer features that you described. But now there's MindManager PLUS. And if I'm right, this is now the subscription-based service. So you found a way to offer a flexible way to work with the desktop product. Tell us the advantages to the mobile worker of working with MindManager PLUS.
So you're absolutely right, Don. And one point I should have emphasized is that feedback we got from customers and resellers is they really wanted to be able to purchase MindManager in sort of the traditional way. That is, when they buy MindManager from us, they don't want to subscribe to a desktop product. They want to purchase it outright, have a perpetual license that stays on their desktop, which we absolutely understand, and that is the way that you purchase MindManager now. But we also said, as we had moved to this subscription-based model with our web product, we realized that subscription has a lot of advantages as well, both in terms of being able to keep the customer current with the latest offerings from Mindjet, and also enabling us to stay, in tighter contact with the customer as well. building up this sort of day-to-day relationship so that we're as worried about, keeping a customer renewed on their subscription as we are, selling them a seat of MindManager. So MindManager PLUS is our new subscription-based offering that goes in concert with this desktop perpetual license. You get two primary things with MindManager PLUS. One of these is all the latest releases of the desktop software. And again, this is basically an entitlement to access that new perpetual license. So it's a subscription model, but it gives you access to the perpetual software. And as a very specific example, if you sell a seat of MindManager to a customer now and get them on Plus, it means that they will receive the next version of our Windows desktop product, MindManager 14, which is coming out in September, as soon as that ships. So the one big advantage is that it just keeps the customers current on the latest version of our software, both Windows and Mac desktop. The other big plus that you were alluding to, Don, is it gives them access to an individual web account. So this is sort of in concert with what we do with ProjectDirector, which I'll explain more in detail. This is a very sort of lean, simplified version of our web client that allows people to essentially, these individual desktop users to store files in the cloud. And what that means is they can now not only access those files from the desktop version of MindManager, they can access it from the web client version, and they can actually go in and access those files from the mobile clients as well, either Android or iOS. So it means they basically have anywhere, anytime access to all of their files stored in the cloud that they can access through this Plus account. So Plus is the web account that gives them access to the web and mobile software, and it's also the ability to stay updated on technology that makes sure they get all of the latest versions of both the Windows and Mac desktop products.
Well, I think that sounds absolutely huge for mobile workers, especially being to access it from their phones, their smartphones. Let me ask you this. Let's just stay here for another minute. What about a customer who maybe has been running the MindManager desktop product for some time now? Can our resellers go back to them and offer them Plus and say, hey, by the way, if you're on the road a lot, you might want to think about adding Plus because then you'll be able to connect anytime, anywhere. Is that a possibility?
That absolutely is, and I'll get into that in a little more detail when we discuss our summer promotions. So what the opportunity there is you can go into an existing MindManager customer, say somebody who's on version 9, as you were discussing, that was the current version like 2 or 3 years ago. You can sell them an upgrade to get them on the latest version of MindManager, which again, right now is version 11. We'd give them a perpetual license of that, and then get them on Plus, and that enables them to get future versions that are coming out in September, and it also gives them that web access. So they can store their files in the cloud, they could download the free Android or iOS app and start editing their maps from their iPhones or their Android devices. So it's a great sales opportunity for our existing customer base, as well as new seats of MindManager that they're selling.
Okay, I think that's excellent. I think that's exciting for our audience to know that you've just opened up new opportunities across the board for them with MindManager Plus. Now, on top of that, Mindjet has really taken an innovative approach to staying organized when you're on the run with the product that you're now calling ProjectDirector. And if you would, Kelly, please explain to us where is the fit for ProjectDirector and who benefits the most from working with this product?
Absolutely, Don. So ProjectDirector is the new name of what we used to call our Mindjet web application, and it is a terrific tool for, so that, this is really our SaaS offering. This is our publicly hosted, cloud-based offering. This is for the user who is interested in being able to create and access files from the web account and from mobile devices. So what ProjectDirector gives you in its basis is mapping in this web-based client. It allows file storage, and it allows our social task management capability. If you remember a couple of years ago, our purchase of Cohuman This is all of that technology integrated in to a subscription offering that's offered as a SaaS offering, so a subscription as a service offering. But it's really oriented towards, I think the sweet spot for our resellers to know is this idea of team collaboration. So Project Director is the one where if you have somebody who's working in an organization that has people scattered about, there are people who are dialing in, who are working virtually at different time zones, different locations. Project Director is a great fit because you're not having to pass files around. You can store them all in the cloud. You can access them anywhere, anytime from either our web application or through mobile devices. And you have that tight integration with the social task management. So as you create the plan, you can go through and assign tasks into the task management system and start executing against the tasks in that cloud-based system. So it really is our premier SaaS offering for team collaboration.
That is really exciting. Have you been able to determine, with this offering, are there certain types of organizations that seem to be drawn to this one?
Yeah, I would say, the more traditional companies that we're working with definitely tend more towards, I was just talking with some engineers at Boeing, for instance. That's a huge corporation. They use hundreds of seats of MindManager tied in with their overall Microsoft project system. And they really are most happy working on the desktop. They've got a lot of concerns about intellectual property. They like to keep everything inside their firewall. They're exploring some of the SaaS and mobile and web capabilities, but it's just at the early stages. We have other customers, especially smaller, newer companies that are essentially running everything in the cloud. They use Google Docs to store their documents. They use their mobile devices 50% of the time. They're on the road a lot. That's a perfect fit for Project Director. They get all of the advantages of the mapping client, accessing their files from anywhere, and then going in and sitting down and working with people with mobile devices. We had a seminar we ran with Ameritrade where they had financial planners who would go out and sit with a client with an iPad, and they were accessing the maps stored up in our cloud-based solution, and they could go in and enter information, sort of sit across from the table and say, okay, how's your financial situation and what are your goals? And they would enter that all in live with the client through their iPad. So that kind of much more fluid, mobile type of situation is where you're collaborating with multiple people is a great fit for Project Director.
Yeah, and it sounds like really with this platform, you've got unlimited possibilities. You're really only limited by, kind of your imagination as far as what you want to do with this software. So this is very exciting. So speaking of this range of functionality, can we break it down? Like, how do our resellers easily determine, which product or which grouping of products would be appropriate for a customer interested in information mapping?
I would say some of the key questions that we find that resonate with a lot of the customers who end up successfully purchasing either MindManager or Project Director are things like, are you dealing with information overload? None of the people that we talk to feel like they don't have enough information. In general, they have too much information from too many different sources. So it's the idea of do you need a better way of capturing and organizing information to help you create, a presentation, to help you create your next document you're working on, to help put together a class. That's like a classic sort of information mapping scenario. Another big way is just this idea of improving your creativity. Have you been experimenting with brainstorming? Are you constantly sort of suggesting the same problem or same solutions to the same problems that you're running in over and over again? Would you like to take that sort of idea creation to the next level? Especially our desktop product with its guided brainstorming capabilities, with all the ability to go in and bring information in from multiple sources. It's a great way to do idea creation, idea generation, and brainstorming. And finally, just that final idea, we have a lot of project managers. Project Director is aimed squarely at this, but MindManager has a long history in this of just saying, you want to manage projects more efficiently. You want to get in the requirements. You want to get everybody's buy-in that you're attacking the correct problem or going after the right solution right up front. And then as you drill down and execute, you want to make sure that you keep everybody in the loop. That's another classic sort of thing for our web-based product like ProjectDirector, but you can also do it with our MindManager product and its integration with other traditional desktop software like Microsoft Project.
Gotcha, gotcha. And I might be a little bit redundant here asking this next question, but are there any other, sort of last tips that would help a reseller identify an opportunity for any aspect of the Mindjet platform? Or are there any other last key questions that we should be aware of?
No, I think that's a big one. And another one that I also like is, improving the quality of your strategic decision making. You're talking typically with knowledge workers who are handling sensitive information, and if they can make a better decision, if they can get better buy-in, if they can show to their own managers or to their customers or their clients, that big picture and enabling them to drill into the details, that's a big plus for using information mapping.
Perfect, perfect. And I think you just hit on a really important area for our resellers to be aware of, so that's great. We're going to move along now to something that hopefully will be really exciting for our audience. And Kelly and Maritza, both of you, feel free to chime in on this, but I always like to ask, now that we understand the products and kind of how they fit together, what is Mindjet doing now really to help our resellers make money selling this great platform? What do you have to offer?
So we have a terrific summertime promotion. This is kind of a tradition here at Mindjet. We're having a major release of our Windows product on September 12th, and we will be running more channel webinars, and we'll be sending out more information. We've already started to send out information about all of the great new features that will be in that release, and to help our resellers generate revenue prior to the launch, we're putting together these bundles. So the idea is upgrade to the current version of MindManager, buy a new seat of MindManager, add on Plus at a terrific price, and you not only get a great price, that's $129 for both the upgrade and Plus to MindManager and Plus bundled together, or purchasing a new seat of MindManager and Plus bundled together for $349. So you not only get them up to the latest version of MindManager at a great price, but they're also guaranteed, because they're on Plus, they're guaranteed to get the next version of MindManager that comes out in about a month or so. So it makes sure that they stay on the latest technology, get them a great price right now, get them on Plus so that they not only stay current on the technology, but also have access to this web-based capabilities in Plus that allows them to use the web and mobile devices to access their files. So it's a great opportunity, and it runs through our launch period on September 12th.
Excellent. That is a great opportunity, and as we discussed earlier in the conversation, that opportunity is there to go back to your loyal MindManager customers, maybe folks who haven't upgraded in a bit, and get them upgraded to MindManager and Plus. And as Kelly says, get them on the latest technology. They will thank you for it, and you'll make money, and you'll be happy too. So that's awesome. I do want to introduce Maritza here to the audience. Maritza, as I mentioned in the intro, manages channels in LATAM. But Maritza, what could you tell our audience about, kind of the support that Mindjet offers through the partner program, and do you really offer, pre-sales support and assistance to help resellers get started selling the products?
Well, I can talk about a little bit. I'm going to start doing webinars actually for resellers, not only in English but also in Spanish, because I think that we really need to get a lot of resellers that actually with Mindjet, but maybe they haven't had a good relationship with Mindjet before I started. So I'm trying to do that and start all over, and I'm going to make sure that I get in touch with everyone that needs help. And I'm really excited about starting all these webinars that I'm gonna start actually next week and the following week. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, that's great. You let us know here at Lifeboat if we can help you, support those webinars and get our resellers to check them out. Folks, Mindjet is great to work with, and if you have the opportunity to join Maritza for a webcast, I would highly recommend you do that. I think we have a couple of questions coming up, but just before we jump into that, I just want to come back to you, Kelly, and ask you if there are a few key things that you would like our resellers to remember about Mindjet.
So one thing, our sort of high-level positioning for Mindjet, and we talk about this as kind of the cocktail party moment. Somebody asks me what I do at a cocktail party. We talk about Mindjet provides sort of a virtual whiteboard, and that's this idea of everybody's been in a room where they're writing things up on a whiteboard and they're putting sticky notes on it. We offer that capability of collecting, organizing information, making sure everybody on a project is on the same page, but we also tie that in with the ability to execute against that project for your entire team. So it's a virtual whiteboard and project management suite for your entire team.
Okay, thanks, Kelly. So let's get into some questions. I've been asking questions for a while. We have a couple of questions here from our audience, and folks, as we continue through the end of this webcast, please feel free to keep questions coming. We will answer all the questions that you need answers to before we sign off. So the first question I have says, what percentage, and I think this means what percentage of customers are fully open to cloud collaboration at this point? What are you seeing in the marketplace, Kelly?
I would say it depends on who you're talking to and where you're talking to them. The U.S., for instance, is much more open to cloud-based solutions, and I would say, newer kind of high-tech firms or smaller companies are more open to it as well. I would say in the aggregate, it's probably like 70-30 now, where the 70% more oriented towards our desktop products, 30% more oriented towards our SaaS-type products, but that is changing rapidly with time. I would say even in Europe or in some other areas that have been a little more conservative about adopting cloud-based solutions, they're getting much more open to it, even in the larger companies. So I think that's probably heading more towards 50-50 in the next year or two.
Okay, very good. Our next question, and thank you for the question. We appreciate that. And the next one, I'll open it up to either of you who can answer this one. Are NFR licenses available for infrastructure use, or are additional discounts available for resellers?
I will let Maritza answer that one.
Yes, they are available. Actually, if they can contact me, I can go ahead and send them a form that we require, and they can fill it out, and then I process that for them.
Okay, very good. Also, folks, if I have a slide up right now that has some contact information showing that's important for you. Teresa Vager manages channels, as I mentioned in the intro, in North America for renewals and questions about renewals. We have Brittany Mazzetta, and of course Maritza handles LATAM. If you can't quite capture all of this today, don't worry about it. You could always reach out to your Lifeboat rep. Say to your Lifeboat rep, hey, I would really like to get an NFR. Can you help me out? And we will get you in contact with the great folks at Mindjet who will be happy to help you with that. Okay, that's it for questions right now. I'm going to move on to our call to action, ladies and gentlemen. And if anything should strike you as I'm going through this, again, please feel free to enter questions. So what we recommend, as far as next steps, how can you get more information? How can you educate yourself and get started selling MindManager, MindManager PLUS, and ProjectDirector? Well, we encourage you to visit Mindjet's website. And I have a link here that points to the partner portal, and up there you will find sales and technical webinars. So if you want to view additional webinars that are going to help you gain knowledge at your leisure, you will find those there. Mindjet offers deal registration. That's very important to remember, so please take advantage of that. And then, of course, you have your collateral, your white papers and case studies and technical briefs that can help you sell to your customers. And there are other learning aids, including video clips. And we do, of course, always encourage you to reach out to your Lifeboat sales rep. We are here every day. We can help set up calls with Mindjet, or if you're interested in the deep dive demo, we're happy to work with you to get that arranged. We're here to help with pricing, pre-sales assistance, and help you with any opportunity, help you grow your deals, and help you sell more. And if you call in or email us and you need help, you're asking for pricing, you can bet we're going to offer those promotions to you so that you can boost your sales and help your customers along the way. I don't see any last questions here. So Kelly, it was outstanding talking to you again. Thank you so much for helping us understand the new platform and how customers are going to really gain from working with the products we discussed today. And Maritza, thank you.
With you, Don.
Absolutely, it always is. And I may take you up on your offer to come out your way and do it from your location next time. That sounds like that would be a lot of fun.
We would love that.
All right, great. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you so much. I hope you found today's discussion with Mindjet valuable. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. I almost forgot. How could I almost forget this? We have to give away the $100 Amex gift card. So before I say goodbye, and I'm glad nobody logged off yet, let me pick the winner for today's $100 Amex gift card. And ladies and gentlemen, that winner is Kristen Pattison from Insight. So congratulations, Kristen. If you have a minute, please shoot an email to your Lifeboat rep and let us know where we can send you your gift card. Thank you, everybody, for attending today. We love having you here to hear about Lifeboat's great vendors. It's always fun to do this with Mindjet. They offer the most innovative software to help your customers gain productivity and share knowledge. And you get to work with great people at Mindjet, dedicated to building a great channel of partners. So with that, thank you all once again for attending. Please let us help you to find opportunities and success partnering with Mindjet and Lifeboat Distribution. We hope we will hear from each of you soon, but for now and for everyone at Lifeboat and Mindjet, thank you and have a great day. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.